Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mercury Retrograde Feng Shui to start the year. I've got all these plates full of paint everywhere. I've been painting like crazy. There's been so much amazing stuff going on. Let me get organized. Mercury Retrograde. It's time to reorganize, to re-energize, and it's actually the very best way. Mercury Retrograde in Capricorn. Very, very, very best way to end the year and start a new year. And if you don't like Mercury retrograde, please stick with me because you're going to love Mercury retrograde. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dana Claudat. I'm a modern feng shui master and founder of the School of Intention, which is an entire method and school of feng shui based on infinite possibility, because that's what life is, infinite possibility, creative awakening, because that's how you manifest everything, and your intention, your wishes, dreams, and desires coming to life in your space. And when you start working on your environment, you learn that your environment is like the missing link in all of the manifestation methods and all of the things people talk about, living your best life. Your environment is influencing you all day long, every single day, even when you're not aware of it. And so working on your environment, especially during this Mercury retrograde to end the year and start the new year, is one of the most magnificent ways to harness so much energy to make really big changes that are lasting. That's the key, not just for January, not just for the first 2 weeks of January, but to make lasting changes that really transform things for you. And so as we talk about this Mercury retrograde, I want you to know it's wholly, completely positive. Every aspect of this is positive and empowering. I'm a big believer that we get what we expect, and also that there's value in every shift and cycle and energy if you lean into it and work with it. So let's lean into this energy. And before I go further, one of the big parts of this retrograde and this slow down, what Mercury retrograde is basically a slowing down from our perspective on Earth of Mercury in the sky. And as Mercury slows down, we are meant to slow down, to be more deliberate, to be more present. That's really all it is. All the rest of the stuff that you've heard about Mercury retrograde, if you've heard anything, is all optional. You can choose to engage with all of these things. Surviving Mercury retrograde. This is a thriving time. Thriving Mercury retrograde. So I always get so excited every time it starts. In fact, my TikTok history has been, I make all these videos during Mercury retrograde, and then I get so busy. I fall away from it. This time I'm making new commitments to all the platforms because I'm having so much fun creating. And this year ahead, guys, 2023 is starting with this Mercury retrograde until January 18th. It started already today on the 29th, and it is going through January 18th. And this year is being kicked off with this deep clarity, refining that which you want, getting really clear about things for yourself. And this year ahead is full of you. It's a year of you. It's a year full of magic. It's a year full of deep, deep empowerment and learning to trust yourself in such a powerful way. I hear you in the comments. It's got to be better than the last two. It is so much better than the last two. Even numerologically speaking, the last 2 years were a 5 and a 6, which are very creative, and there's lots of lessons and lots of expansion. But in the year of 7, there's a sense of truth and a sense of self-truth and really trusting you. And so instead of, is the year going to be a good year? It's, how am I going to make the most of this great year? And I think that every year, this year has been super challenging in so many ways, almost like the universe saying, change, move, let's go. And so now is the time for changing and trusting within yourself, not necessarily in all the things you see and hear and ingest in all different directions, but trusting in what's true for you. I don't want anyone to just take on face value that what I say, what anyone says is the truth. In fact, this whole feng shui method is founded on the idea that you have to be participating in the process of creating your home. Even though I'm a feng shui master, you participate in the process. And it's your participation that creates the magic. You are the magic wand in your life. And for those of you who want to become a feng shui pro this year, the School of Intention Professional Training, which is a 6-month-long training, is open now for early registration, and you can get all the details below. It is so exciting. Every season has become more and more. The momentum is just incredible. The transformations are incredible, and it starts with you because you are the magic wand. And if you haven't heard yet, if you haven't seen my past videos, we start the year every year with the Catalyst Camp. And we start the year every year with deep decluttering in the Catalyst Camp. And this deep decluttering is so important for your home and your life. And it presents this big question that we can ask ourselves during Mercury retrograde. Do you feel like you can trust your instincts? Do you feel like you can trust your instincts? A lot of people have great instincts, talk about their great instincts. A lot of people have a sense of what's right and what's wrong, but then following through on that is something else. And this is a time to really trust in your instincts. And people always ask me, what if my instincts are wrong? What if I'm just listening to my fears? What if it's something else? I will tell you this. I don't think that I can trust my instincts all the time. I trust my instincts when my life is decluttered. And I have seen this time and time again. When you get rid of the clutter in your home, in your life, the disorder, all of those things, you will be trusting your instincts more and more. And that's why it's so vital. This Mercury retrograde, again, one of the benefits of it is it's about this deep decluttering, this letting things go, this getting rid of what you don't need. Always we talk about in the new year, fresh start, new beginning. But to actualize that fresh start, literally remove from your space, remove from your life the objects, the energies, the patterns, the habits. Like even those patterns and habits, see them as things in your mind. Close your eyes, think of a pattern or a habit that you have, and almost see it as energy or see it as a thing, and picture in your mind taking it and just removing it from your energy field and throwing it out so that it can be transformed into light. Send it off into light. Just let this stuff go. We start the year with this 8-week Catalyst Camp, which is open now for registration. We start on Monday. And it is such a deep declutter and also feng shui for the new year. So much intention, so much feng shui, even in the decluttering process. And it's the 9th year of doing this. It's such a joy. And if you want to join us, below is the link to learn more and join us in the Catalyst Camp. It's going to be epic. I have this giant board, the biggest vision board I've ever made. This giant board is beside me because we're going to do visioning together. We're going to do all sorts of things together in bigger and bolder ways than ever before, because again, this year is so big and bold, and I am just claiming that as true for me. And I really hope that you can claim that as true for you. It's so important. So let's declutter. Let's talk about this. Let's get into the energy of this retrograde and making the very most of it. And if you have, speaking of letting go of habits and patterns, if you have a habit or a pattern or a cycle that goes on where when Mercury retrograde happens, you start to freak out or worry or anything else, just reclaim your power. Just say, no, this is not for me anymore. I'm taking a new story. No one is born any certain way, like messy. A lot of times people say, oh, I was just born messy. I was born this way. No, usually people were told that they're messy. They're told that they're disorganized. They're told all of these things, and you start to internalize it. And so it's time to just say no to those old stories Just clear them away, and you clear them away in action. In fact, the best changes that you can make are changes you make in action. That's why working with feng shui is so powerful, because you have physical things you can move around. You have physical things you can do. So when we talk about setting up the year ahead with this retrograde, there's a lot of words for every retrograde: reflecting, refining, reorganizing, revamping. But this Mercury retrograde is starting very close to Venus. And Venus is everything that we value. Venus is everything of beauty. Venus is everything of money and abundance and love and self-love and all of the beautiful things in life. It's a very high, high frequency, like a rose. You can think of it like starting the year with this bouquet of roses. And this retrograde is so close to Venus, and it's got a lot of these Venus themes that are so beautiful, because this is all about reflecting on, not criticizing yourself, not worrying, reflecting on, how can I invest in the most incredible things for myself, for my abundance, for my relationships, for my relationship with myself. And rather than just what can I manifest, how can I deeply invest? This is a deeper energy. And retrogrades are amazing also because they call you to go deeper. When you run around, you don't see the details. Someone will say, "Oh, did you see what he was wearing?" And you're like, "I have no idea what he was wearing. I had like 3 minutes." But when you slow down, if you spent 10 minutes in the room and then your friend said, "What was that guy wearing?" You'd say, "Oh, he was wearing this," because you can see the details. Slowing down allows you to see the details, things that just get glossed over in the day. And so this slowing down, getting really grounded in in moment to moment living is so important, and really reflecting on where you want to invest your energy. And you can do a little exercise for your home where you walk around in each room and ask yourself, where can I invest some energy in this room? Does it need a deep cleaning? Does it need a repair? Does it need a thing? And you don't have to do it all at once. Just get a sense of how you can invest in making it more supportive for you, more your style, all of these things. So investing, 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 investing. You might even want to invest in a planner. So I got my beautiful planner from the Year of the Tiger, which we are now done. We're getting done with soon. I always get a paper planner. It works for me. I know it doesn't work for everyone. I think because I spend so much time online, it's hard for me to also like look at a digital calendar and just get lost in a digital calendar. I like to be able to just sit with a page, look at everything, erase things, move things around. And so I've got my new planner in the drawer beside me, and I'm going to bust it out and start setting it up for the new year. I did a little bit of that, but I'm going to go deeper into that. Planning is magic. Planning is part of that careful investing. People have savings plans, they have investment plans. Speaking of which, if you want to save for something, if you want to buy something in the new year, if you want to accelerate your ability to save, one of my favorite tricks ever is something that I learned haphazardly. When I first moved to LA, I opened up a bank account and I didn't have a savings account. And I went back in a few weeks later and I barely had money to put in it. And I was like, hey, I'm going to open this savings account and I'm going to come back at the end of the year and I'm going to have it full. There's going to be a lot more money in it. And I was like, here you go. And I had things in mind and a dollar amount in my head. But I was like, I'm not going to tell that to the person, but I was like, it's going to be full. And sure enough, by November of that year, the savings account was full. I was just putting money in whenever I had extra money at the end of the month. I would just throw it in there and not look back. And then boom, a lot of money came in. That's what making space does. So when you make space to receive, all of these things will come in for you. If you don't have an investment account or a savings account, or maybe you can even automate something with a small dollar amount, like every month, $50 goes or $20 goes into your savings account automatically. Like you'll just never see that money. Automatically, it goes into this other account. These are strategies that work incredibly well because when you don't see the money there, you won't spend it. And so opening up, having a space like this is powerful. Even creating a piggy bank for yourself is powerful. Collecting, seeing things, creating space for things to pile up. The same thing with a planner. When you have a planner, you're creating space in your life to make things happen. If you think that a magic time is going to come where you're going to have the time to do all the things that you want to do, I hope it happens for you. But I've tried that and it hasn't happened for me working in that way. A planner can be magic. And if it's not an actual physical planner, a digital planner, whatever works for you, there are so many free resources now, so many ways that you can get started. Do this, create structure. Retrograde in Capricorn is very structure oriented. And remember, this sense of investment in all the things you love. And as you do this, and you might say, I can't afford that yet, or what if I need the money? If you need the money, it'll be in the savings account or wherever it is. But just having that sense that you are planting a flag and saying, I'm doing this, and you have space now to collect something. It is quite magical. In fact, I've read many books since that day that employ this as a technique to start bringing things into your space. Dreamweaver, I will tell you that is likely to happen in 2023, but probably won't be out till 2024. So we shall see. But I will hold that intention with you. Thank you. So now, as we move into this year, in addition to planning that you could be doing for the next 3 weeks, clearing energy is so powerful. I'm going to have a whole 2023 giant video coming soon. So stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you like this stuff, it's going to be awesome. Like I said, this year is full of magic, and the way to take the greatest advantage of everything in life, everything, is to feel unblocked, right? To feel like you've got nothing in your way. There's nothing holding me back. I have all the doors open for me. And that's an energetic state. It's not just a state of mind. Like it's always, you have to, clear the blocks in your mind. Sure, that's great. But this energetic state of clarity, nothing in the way, is something that you can practice every single day. You can get a giant home. People come bless their homes, do all these things in their homes, clear all this energy. But I have to tell you, if you don't have a practice to keep it up, it's just, you don't brush your teeth once. You don't go to the dentist, get your teeth cleaned. And then you're like, okay, I don't have to deal with my teeth now for the next 6 months or 8 months or a year. You brush your teeth every day. That's what you do. And these practices really are, again, something we don't think about. Just like I want to change this in the years ahead. I want to make it very, very common for people to think of your home as a tool for manifestation, your home as an extension of you. But it's not always taught to us. In some cultures, it's emphasized more than others, but it's very low on the totem pole. We all kind of get up here, right? Just work on your mind, work on your mind. Clearing your space on a regular basis is such a great habit to cultivate. And you can start this today. You can, if you have a candle you like to light, if you have incense you like to light, just light it with intention. Open some windows if it's not freezing cold where you are. If it is freezing cold where you are, light a candle instead of incense so you don't have smoke building up in your house. And even just lighting a candle and setting an intention that the flame is going to purify your space, and sitting and journaling for a few minutes a day, clearing your mind, clearing the energy in your space. This is a small practice. Your house cleaning, this is something we do in the Catalyst Camp in depth, and it's magical house cleaning. Your house cleaning can be a form of magic for you. Cleaning your space as a form of self-care, taking care of your home as a part of self-care. So it's not just what you do, but the energy with which you do it is so important. So joyfully, instead of doing chores and having it be hard, joyfully lean into these practices. that clear and open space for you. And of course, if you want to create a habit that's going to help you to soar through the year ahead and way beyond, start decluttering on a regular basis. There's always, it amazes me how much stuff I have gone through and decluttered again and again and again in my home. And still, I can open a drawer. I went through my whole, all my office drawers, and I was like, what is going on here? How do I have another bag full of stuff to give away? Why was I holding on to this stuff? Why was I holding on to that stuff? And in the process, I uncovered so many amazing things about myself. And that's what will happen for you. As you start letting things go, you will uncover so much about yourself. And it's wonderful to see it. This is the stuff you can't clear a garage without opening the door and going in it. And it's very hard to make big transformational changes without literally opening the door and doing that reflective stuff from a place of power. Which leads me to the final piece of this Mercury retrograde for the next few weeks, which is really getting into your personal power and your personal rhythm. And it's something I don't talk about enough. But your habits create outcomes. What you practice and do all the time, what you do, your habits are your healthy habits are probably doing some good things for you. Your habits that are holding you back are probably weighing on you. We all have them. No one's without them. We all have habits. Some serve us, some maybe could use a tweak or an adjustment. And what I find to be so empowering to do, because we're talking about filling yourself up with power, is to think about things that you've done or that you want to do. Things that you've done in the past that have been successful for you, or things that you've wanted to do, you feel pulled toward, that are going to bring you more energy, more vitality, more of a soaring spirit, very much wellness habits. But I'm not talking about wellness trends. I'm talking about really tapping into your rhythm. How do I feel right now? What is it that I'm feeling right now? What does my body need? What's going to serve me? For instance, some of you might have found that when you go to bed earlier, even if you sleep the same amount of hours, you feel better. Some of you might have realized that if drink something, some smoothie in the morning, you feel better every day. Go lean into those habits, return again, retrograde, return to those, and just start bringing in those things that bring you vitality. I am returning to, while I follow most of the medical medium uh, principles of eating, I don't eat certain things that he says not to eat. If you don't know who the medical medium is, Anthony William is full of interesting and amazing and quite life-changing to some people, information about nutrition and wellness and all of these things. And I'm returning to that now. I've got like a whole celery juice gang. I'm going to be juicing celery for a bunch of people every 2 days. I've got like a whole thing being planned because I know this is what my body needs to reset, to restart. What is that for you? And that rhythm, having that rhythm, that sense of, okay, I know what I need. I have it planned out. It's not chaotic. It's not difficult. When you organize, you make life easier. And so plan things out. That planning is powerful. And so if it's a wellness habit, if it's a class that you're taking, if it's something else that's going to just fill you up with light, even engaging with your spiritual practice, whatever it might be, schedule it, get it in a regular rhythm that agrees with you. You might not be the person who gets up at 6 o'clock in the morning and feels amazing. You might be the person who needs to get up at 5 or 6 in the morning, or you feel terrible. That's your rhythm. Trust in that rhythm and work with it. If you try to fight against your nature, nature fights back. And I think that's what happens with Mercury retrograde. A lot of times people are like, no, I have to keep going. And they just kind of speed and push, and things, they feel confusing. You just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and life pushes you back. And instead, what if you could lean into all the things you're being shown, all the lessons that you're learning, and just let this be a time of deep revitalization and investing in that which makes your life amazing. And that is going to bring, again, all this Venus energy, this beauty, this richness, this sense of deep, deep love, unconditional love, expansion. And as we head into 2023, just wait till you hear all the themes. It's going to be very new energy. In fact, for the very first time in our lifetimes, and the only time in our lifetimes, because it's a very long cycle for Pluto to move, but Pluto is moving for the very first time into Aquarius. We're going to have totally new energy, and it is going to be amazing. So on that note, if you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe and do all the things and share it with friends if you think it's going to be helpful. I so appreciate you sharing the work and getting it out farther. I am committing to being here on YouTube with you guys next year in a big way. And if there's anything I can do, things I can bring to you that will be helpful, I will absolutely make the videos, do the things. I'm so excited for everything that's ahead. Lots of new things coming. Thank you for all your incredible comments. And you are so awesome. You're also so wise. And I'm so glad that you've been already feeling like a lot of changes have happened. So many of you have been telling me this year specifically that you felt the change as you started to do the things in the videos that agreed with you, that resonated with you. So please keep doing that. Do what agrees with you. You are all amazing. And again, if you want to start the year together, the Catalyst Camp is below. And this will be our 9th year of decluttering, feng shui, organization, magical house cleaning, home and life, and planning and manifesting. And we start on Monday. It's going to be so much fun. The link is below. And thank you, Dreamweaver. I really appreciate your generosity. That's so, so sweet. And I am absolutely 100,000% beyond belief grateful for every single one of you. This has been, I have to say, this community has been so supportive of each other. So much momentum building. I can't wait to see what we all do. And I can't wait to see what you all do in 2023. So on that note, 2023 videos coming soon. Look out for it. And I will see you in the new year. I love you guys. Mwah. Bye, everyone.